My name is Anne, and this is Toby! Did you see my lips move then? Did you? Yeah. Never mind. I'm not very good at that. So Toby is my now 8-month-old Yorkshire Terrier puppy, and he lives with me and my husband Bob in a little village. Oh yes, I know you love kissing the mommy. Just outside Ottawa, Ontario. Oh, do you want to sit on my lap? Are you gonna sit there? So for you, those of you who are just joining me for the very first time, I am so thrilled you decided to stop by and check me out. I mostly talk about knitting and a bit of sewing. Used to be card making a long time ago, but I kind of lost my mojo for that, and rediscovered since retiring my passion for knitting, and have declared this year the year of the sock. But I try to have a whole bunch of things on the go at once because it's much more fun. You don't kind of get bored with one thing if you can bounce from things to things. And I am slightly a little bit of a squirrel, so that keeps me happy. And you can find me if you are coming back again. Oh, I'm so glad you came back. Makes my heart soar that you just came back to see me and have a cup of tea with me and spend some time. That's awesome. You can find me on Instagram as TobyKnits, and I am on Ravelry as Brithockeymum. So you can drop me some notes of kindness there, or even below here, and a nice thumbs up. That would be awesome. Today we are going to talk about a sad little thing and a couple of good things. I have no finished objects to show you because I keep casting on new things. So nothing has got finished. What the sad thing, we'll get that out of the way right away, is you might remember in episode 6 that, yeah, I can't believe this is episode 7 already. Wow. Anyway, in episode 6, I showed you a pair of socks I had started with my knit crate yarn from March. And that was a sock called Triometry. Very nice sock. I did like it. It was toe up, and I'd never tried toe up before. So that was kind of interesting to learn that. Most of the socks I do are all just top down. And I kept trying it on, because that's the nice thing about when you're doing a toe up. You can keep trying it on your foot to see how far up you want to go before you need to do the heel. And it was just so big. It seemed like an oversized sock. And it wasn't the kind of sock I could give to my husband, who of course has bigger feet than me, because the yarn was a glittery yarn, and I'm pretty sure he wasn't going to wear that. So at the end of the day, I decided to rip it all out. Hadn't really got very far in it, so that was kind of good. But what, darling? What? Oh, okay. Are you gonna sit there? So I hadn't got very far, which was kind of okay, but it's still kind of sad when you have to rip out, you know, 2 or 3 evenings worth of work. Makes you feel kind of yuck. But this was the yarn, and as I say, I'm pretty sure my husband would not wear that. And it was the yarn in the March knit crate, which I really like. It's called, what is it called? Tangles, the yarn color. And this is, oh, I have to put it down, Toby, because I'm going to drop everything. You get in there, baby. You get in there and have a little sleep. There you go. So it was this. Now this particular pattern I have had in my Ravelry queue for ages. I've always wanted to make this pair of socks, and I saw somebody else who had used on the Knit Crate Ravelry group who had used this pattern for this yarn, And I thought, oh yeah, that seems to go really much better. And of course it's a top-down sock. And it is this. So this sock pattern, and I will put a picture up here so you can see what it is. It is Hermione's Everyday Sock by Erica Lueder, I think her name is, and or Lueder. And I really I've liked this sock for ages and have always wanted to try it. So it's really nice. I like this pattern, and it seems to go nicely with this yarn. So I'm really pleased with it. And there's nothing worse than when you're knitting something and you're not happy with it. You're kind of like, it's not big enough, or it's too big, or I don't like the tension, or it's not showing the pattern properly. And that's how I felt with the triometry sock that I was making. So every time I picked it up and did a few rows, I was kind of like, I don't know. But with this, every time I pick it up and I do a row or two, I'm like, oh, and then I do another row, and then I do another row, and it's very addictive. So this is a nice pattern. I really like it, and I like how it's turning out. So that is what was a sad little event became a very happy event. So I was pleased with that. So that is that whip. I am still working away on my Afghan. It's the 2012 mystery Afghan that Bernays put out a couple of years ago. And you remember that one? That's the one I made, and then my son nicked. And so I've decided to make myself another one because I really liked the pattern, and in colors that would go into my trailer. So that is coming along nicely, although I haven't really done anything more to it since last episode, so I'm not even going to bother to show it to you because it's not worth it. So now I have made some good progress. This is my TobyKnits medium project bag, drawstring bag with quilted bottom, and in here is my shawl. Now this shawl is the Stripes and Clover shawl by Danielle Varriano, and I started this at a workshop that I went to, and I really like the pattern a lot. It's very nice. It was a little hard for me to read it at first. I'm not really very good at pattern reading. It takes me sometimes a while to actually understand the context of it. I'm a little bit better with charts, but anyway, I had done the first two pieces, this part, the tip, and this main pattern part, which I love very much. It's really a nice pattern. And then I had done this part, but I did it wrong twice. Twice. The first time I had the spine backwards, so that's the right side of the spine, that's the wrong side, and I had it wrong twice. And then the second time I did it, I got halfway through it and realized, oh, where you change the color, I had the color change in the wrong place. It was on the right side, not the wrong side, so I had to take it out again. So that was basically all my fault. But I have now got quite a bit on it. I have done that and another row of the pretties, and I'm just back to, and this is all garter stitch, apart from obviously the pattern here. But that, Toby, you cannot eat that. No. He has this thing right now about my wicker baskets and insists on trying to eat them. So obviously that's a no-no. So I'm really enjoying this. This is, and I actually really like, I use, my dad bought me for my birthday last year some Addy clicks, and I really like the Addy clicks. I can't even remember what size because it's rubbed off. These are, I think they might be 3.5, but oh no, they're 4 millimeters, but I really like it. And this is the yarn is from Bear Street Owl, and it's this one's Blue Jay, and this one is Royal, and it's a fingering weight yarn. And I've not made a shawl in a fingering weight yarn before, and I thought it would take a long time, but it actually doesn't. And it's really, I'm enjoying it. It's nice. So that is my shawl, and the link will be below if you are interested in getting a copy of that pattern. You may get it from Danielle. Just email her, and I'm sure she'll send you a copy out. Then on couldn't speak for a minute there. On Thursdays at my knitting group, we do a technique, and we focus on one technique for the entire month. And this month, in my little drawstring bag, we are doing entrelac, I believe it's called, and we are making a sock, and we are also going to learn duplicate stitch too. So we're going to make a sock, and the sock is called Small Diamond Argyle Sock by Grace Ennis. I'll try and put a picture up here if I can, excuse me. And this was this is very interesting for me, because I love learning new things about socks, and this sock is knit flat. And this is what I've done with it so far, and it's terribly interesting. So we're going to put the duplicate stitch on afterwards, after we finish the block. So I've got about 4 more rows. Toby, what are you doing? Get out of there. No. He likes bags too. Likes to get in them. Kind of weird. So I have 6 more rows to do, and then you put so many stitches on either end onto a stitch holder, and then you knit the front of the foot in the pattern still. And then when you've done that, then we're going to put the duplicate stitch on, and when we've done that, then we sort of fold it over and join to do the heel flap and turn, and then the base of the sole of the foot, all in stockinette at that point. But this is really interesting, and if any of you know me, and a few of you do, I am a little tiny bit obsessive compulsive, and so therefore the idea of having all these strings of yarn is a little bit hard on me when they get tangled up, because I don't handle that very well. So when we first started it, because you're knitting it not in the round, every time you finished and you have to turn, then you're twisting your thing, and you turn it again, and it was getting a bit of a mess, and I was kind of freaking out a little bit. Wasn't very happy, and I was like, anyway, Stella, my lovely British hat lady, said to me, and just put all the little balls, because literally these balls are, let me find a little one and show you. They're just little balls that you roll up for each of the color, because the whole point of entrelac, as far as I can figure it out, is you do not carry the yarn right across when you're going from one color to the next. So the back looks the same as the front, almost, which is really kind of cool. So in a way it's nice, because when you're working the blue on the corner here, you pick the blue up and you only knit 6 stitches. Then you drop the blue, twist it with the next color, knit the next color for so many stitches, drop it, pick the next. So that is kind of cool, but it's uncool when they're all hanging at the bottom like this and getting in a big twisted mess. And you have to be careful that you don't, when you do turn to do your next row, that you do not keep twisting it the wrong way, so that then all the yarn does end up spiraling, and then I just say, Stella, and I pass it to her and she untangles it for me. So this is the sock. I am so excited with how it's coming out. It looks lovely, and I am anxious to see. The duplicate stitch is going to be done in, where is it? A lighter blue. In this blue. So the duplicate stitch will come up to make the Argyle kind of pattern. So I think that is going to really make all the colors pop then. And I'm excited to try that. I think that this is going to be a fun make. So now if I have to just get all those colors back in before. Okay. And just even holding all them strands gives me little... Okay, so we've done Hermione's everyday sock. I've mentioned the blanket. I showed you the stripes and Clover, the small diamond Argyle socks I've showed you. So the last thing to show you is my new cast on of a sweater. And that sweater is the Flax sweater by TobyKnits. And I'll put a picture here. And there will be information below where you can get a copy of this free pattern. But I love it, this. And it is in my TobyKnits tote with a little pocket in the front for your phone. And where is it? Oh, look, my little TobyKnits label. So in here is the Flax sweater, and I am doing it in Brithockeymum premium yarn. Now I got this yarn just at Walmart, and 3 big balls of this, because there is 198 grams in that? No, where is it? Yeah, 198 grams. So 3 of these I'm hoping is what's going to make this sweater. If I have calculated right, which some of you know math is not my strong suit. So we'll have to wait and see. It is a top down, and I am again using my Addy Clicks. These are 5 millimeters. Just love them. And so this is top down, and this is the neck. Looks a bit big, but I think it's one of them sort of bigger necklines. And this is the sleeve, and the other sleeve starts like from the shoulder, I should say. And then I'm about 4 rows away from casting off? No, separating for the sleeves, and then I will start the main body, which is just plain stockinette. So I really am enjoying it. I started this on, I think maybe Wednesday last week. So it's, and you know, between all the other things I'm knitting, it's coming on pretty fast. But this will now be my Sunday sweater, where I work on this on Sundays. So hopefully I'll have a bit more to show you next time. So that is the Flax sweater. I love TobyKnits patterns, actually. They're both, and they're Canadian too. They're 2 Canadian designers, although one of them now lives in Scotland, but they're Canadian. And they have a couple of really nice patterns that I'm really interested in making. So that's, I think, just the start of my love affair with TobyKnits. So anyway, and yeah, so what else have I got to tell you about? Okay, so now it's time for what you got. And do you know what? Yeah, we might even have a giveaway today. So, you know, I went to the Toronto Knitters Frolic 2 weeks ago and had a great time. And I met this wonderful lady called Heather there, and she gave me a progress keeper, which, if you know me, I love jewelry, and so to me progress keepers are little bits of jewelry on my knitting. I don't always use them to progress, I just use them to make it look pretty. And I loved this one that she gave me, and I was very impressed with her whole demeanor, if you want. And she was promoting her business, which is Timber Yarns. And I was just really thrilled with her. So I told her I would mention her and put a link on my blog. And she was very appreciative of that. So much so that she sent me some yarn. Look! I am so excited. This is her sock yarn. Her sock, twin sock. And it is made in Canada. It is 2 single skeins dyed at the same time for matching socks. And it's self-striping. One of my favorites. It is fingering weight, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. So therefore we have to wash it in cold water and air dry. It is hand dyed. Now these colors, because I like Harry Potter, and my son and my daughter-in-law like Harry Potter and have their coat of arms, or not coat of arms, their house banners up on the wall of their fireplace. So every time I go, I am reminded that one of them is in Hufflepuff and one of them is in, what's the R one? Ravenclaw. Ravenclaw. What's the matter, Toby? You want to get up? Well, come here then. So, I'm thrilled that this is Hufflepuff colors, and I will be able to make my Megan some self-striping socks in this. I am just beyond excited, and I love that you actually get like the 2 skeins so that you can have the 2 matching. You don't have to, you know, sometimes when you're winding on and if you have a self-striping sock and you've wound it into one big ball, when you're done your sock, depending on your size, then you have to keep pulling the yarn until you get back to the start of the next color that you actually started with. So this way I don't have to. And she also sent me another Progress Keeper. So because I already have one of these from the lovely Heather, I thought maybe I would do a little giveaway for this. So all you have to do is comment below and tell me what your favorite Harry Potter movie is. Because I've watched the number 1. I have all of them, but I watched them years ago when the kids were little. So just recently I rewatched them again, and I watched the first one again because I couldn't remember who all the people were. And so yeah, so tell me what you think is the best one below, and I will do a draw I'll do the draw next podcast. So it gives you 2 weeks to have a think and write down what you think, and then the winner will get that stitch marker from Heather of Timber Yarns. You need to go look at her webpage though, because her self-striping yarn is amazing. I will link that below too so you can see what that is. So then my other and last thing to show you today is, as you know, I'm in 2 different sock clubs. One is a knit crate, which comes every month, and the other one is a bi-monthly, so every other month, and that is from a Canadian company called Galt House of Yarns, and I think they're in Cambridge. And this is the sock that we got in the mail this week. You get the actual pattern already in a little folder for you, which is, I think, is amazing just in itself. I know they're not expensive, but just that little extra bit that they do for you, to me, you know, kind of makes it. So this is the sock. It's called Doyle, and it looks like it's some kind of Celtic cable up the side of it, which I think is really nice. And it is using Barreco Ultra Alpaca Fine in Emerald Mix. And this, oh my gosh, is the yarn. Just look at that. I don't even know if that's right there. Isn't this gorgeous? I think that is such a lovely, lush color. It's definitely an emerald. And I'm really looking forward to trying. I like their socks. There's two that I've had now, and both of them. January was the Beverly, and I can't remember. Oh, half full or half empty sock or something was the one from the March, which was like a mini sock. And oh my God, I love both of them. I am definitely making those socks again. And I think this one will be a really nice one to make too. So yeah, I think that's really nice. And I've never used alpaca, so that's gonna be interesting. It doesn't feel that soft, but we'll see as we knit it up. So yeah, so I think that is just about it for now. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to tell you. I really hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day yesterday, if you are a mother. I had a wonderful Mother's Day. I have two boys, 28 and 29. Actually, he'll be 30 soon. And a stepdaughter who is 35 soon. And we had a lovely day. My stepdaughter came over and cooked breakfast with my eldest son. And then my youngest son came over later in the day and with his wife, and we had a barbecue. So it was really nice. I had a lovely day, and they spoiled me with flowers. Look at the flowers I got. And yeah, so it was a nice day. So I hope you guys all had a lovely day too, and I hope you have a lovely week. And I will be taking the trailer out before I see you next time. So I might even do a little bit of knitting and podcasting from the trailer. How cool would that be? Anyway, have a wonderful week. I hope you really enjoyed my little gossip today. And give me a thumbs up and hit subscribe. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.